All right, first of all, let me say I'm addicted to live. All right, because I just love the conversations that's going on. And in the spirit of part two, the spirit of last week, I'm sorry, decided to do a part two, which is cool. It was a point that I actually forgot to mention earlier, but it can turn into a whole nother conversation. And let me say also before we get started, let me fix that. I don't claim to be a relationship expert. I just believe that I have a lot of experience in the subject, and I can at least get conversation started because I'm, very honest about my past and my experiences, and yeah, they usually me opening up allows other people to feel free to open up and at least see the error in my ways, or see the error in your own ways, that type of thing. So my question is, based on our last conversation, you can't see none of this writing. The reasons why you're single is because your standards are too high, you're underexposed. Well, your standards too high, I mean you got a bunch of preferences, and those type of people may not be interested in you, to be honest. You're underexposed, meaning if you at work, at home, work home, people aren't getting a chance to meet you. You're not getting a chance to interact with people, so you're not finding enough people that meet the requirements that you like to date. You may have trust issues, meaning that you're punishing your current situation because of your previous situation. That's all bad. And if you wonder why I'm wearing my hat, it's because I want to. I want it on my head. I don't know. It's nothing up there. And then the fourth reason you are single is because you're waiting for someone that's emotionally unavailable. You might be a side chick. You might be put in the friend zone, waiting for them to take you out the friend zone, that type of thing. But I want to go to a point in your standards being too high, and I want to ask the question: do you date potential? I made the joke a couple years ago, like, yes, I would date potential, but she would have to call me her mentor. She wouldn't be able to call me her boyfriend until she graduated the program. But like somebody told me, it's a lot of truth in people's jokes. Because a part of me is serious though, like for real, like you're my friend till you graduate, till you get certified. But the definition of potential is having the capacity to become or to develop in the future. Let's take this rubber band. This rubber band is just gonna hang out on this table until it gets some direction and it gets some momentum. Now it's full of potential. It's just a matter of somebody letting it go. I don't know how to shoot rubber bands. That's why that didn't work. Let's try that again. Ooh, potential. Guns are bad, but bam. That's kinetic energy right there. It went from potential energy to kinetic energy. It had a lot of potential because it had some direction and it had some force behind it. It had some pull behind it, or however you want to word it. Do you date potential? What are the pros and the cons? I can think of a couple other pros. Mr. Miles Monroe of the Bahamas, Dr. Miles Monroe, he calls it cultivating. He says that God doesn't give us a finished product. It is our job to refine the person that they're with into something more beautiful. Relationships refine you. You can get close enough to a person where they can see your weaknesses, see their strengths, and then they can actually build you into something that's even more beautiful than the original. I think that is a wonderful thought. My issue, because I've been told that I'm superficial, is that I work on the outside. Wait, no, I've been told I'm superficial and impatient, and I actually have to own up to most of that because I actually have an opinion on like woman stuff. Like I get this from my mom. It's not anybody's fault. It's just my upbringing. My mom, she raised two very strapping young men. Glory to God. And she just looked beautiful doing it the whole time, graceful the whole time. And it's just I kind of have that expectation for anybody that I'm with. It's not even subconscious anymore. I've actually like taken ownership of that, like, and just reached back and it's like, okay, this is why my expectations are so high. The question is what are the pros and cons of dating potential? So in my cases, I'll meet someone that's beautiful on the inside and then try to work out issues on the outside. Because someone actually brought it to my attention the other day. They were like, I saw your post about how much you like Senegalese twists and you like box braids and you like goddess locks. And it was like, I'm surprised you could even name any of that stuff. It's just because I am like, wait, I have to think of a better way to say that I'm too heterosexual or something. But I don't know. I concern myself with things that concern women because I like women a lot. So I actually, like I said, have an opinion on a lot of stuff. I just do. I was in a relationship before where the young lady told me she wanted to lose weight. The problem is the white paper ball on your suit. It's a flower. Haha. All right, I got you. The issue is, what was I saying? I actually have an opinion on stuff. Okay, yes, it was a young lady I was talking to. She expressed wanting to lose weight. But the issue was, at that time, I wasn't willing to work out with her. I wasn't willing to be the motivation that she needed. So I just kind of, no, you figure this stuff out on your own. And that's pretty much, feeling abandoned. At that point, I had expectations for her that I didn't help her reach, and I dropped the ball in that area. So once again, the question is, do you date potential? I think the problem is for Christians, though, which was also mentioned in Dr. Miles Monroe's video, is that we leave the presence of God to find a mate and then drag them into the presence of God. And that's called dating evangelism, which is never a good thing. It's happened to me once before. I tried to lead this girl that I liked to Christ. Wait, twice times. And both times it ended up being bad because I had to ask myself, did they do that because I pressured them into it? Or was it really the Holy Spirit like leading them into the presence of God? And it's like, is that the type of thing that I actually stand, when they have any type of like hardship, or once we break up, will they go back to doing exactly what they were doing? And then they have a bad idea of what Christians are because of what I forced them to do. So I don't think that's ever a good idea. I think the person that God has called you to be with, you will be equally yoked with at least. And then any other areas of growth will flow from, their relationship with God first, then their relationship with you. So I learned that the hard way. Another thing, when it comes to dating potential, I think it doesn't, that makes perfect sense. Wanting to satisfy physical needs before you even see if you're on the same page internally, spiritually, mentally, and all those other areas. So that's an excellent point, the illustrious Miss Helen. Yes, because a lot of times with men who are visual first, they will see what they like and then kind of try to make sense of everything else after the fact. So that is very, very, very important. But my question is, what are the pros and cons for dating potential? I think it just comes with communication. Chris, you are stupid, and I cannot stand you. I already saw it. I think for men, it's not as big of a deal as it is with women. But I mean, if you have any input, I will definitely be checking my comments. Let me know what you think about the topic at hand. I'm out of here for the day. God bless y'all. I'm still pressing finish, and it's not finishing. Here we go.